The world is hyper niche, personal, entertaining, trendy, but hyper niche.
Hey Tristan, welcome back.
This month, let's make it super easy. Started doing what we're doing.
Can I show something real fast? What I stumbled upon?
Yeah. God, I know you stumbled upon something nasty. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, that took me like 3 seconds to
Look at
realize.
this. Look at this guy.
That's it right there. Yeah.
How old were you here, Zach?
Man, I back from AIT, but before deployment, it was right in that like 1 month gap. And so I had to be 20.
20. So what we're looking at, for those of you just listening in, we're looking at Zach's baby face picture. Zach,
National Guard, man. National Guard. That's cool.
Full time. Yeah, I was technically guard, but full-time Army job, deployed, did the whole deal. It was fun. It was basically just being in the Army, except they couldn't tell me when to move when they wanted me to move. I just got to go to different places. So that was nice.
You have above you hashtag Ask the Guard. Is that goes back to your prison guard days?
No, it was Ask the National Guard.
What's the irony of that? Because that has a lot to do with like how your content took off, right? Like the security guard piece.
Yeah, no, you're right. I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right.
That's crazy.
It is.
that's how I started following you, those videos.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's interesting. I gain a lot of following from that, and that's awesome. And I this is one reason I don't like talking about TikTok on stages. Is I got so lucky, man. I got so lucky, just being able to talk about.
You're also doing shit at the time. That's the point too,
Very, very true. And there's 100%. I will always I'm on Clapper right now, like the TikTok backup. It's terrible. It's basically Musically before TikTok bought it. That's what people are banking on. And I'm on it. It's just getting the duplicated content from other platforms. But you're right. But at the same exact time, I did get really lucky. And some people do, unfortunately, kind of look at my old content as the guide for what they should be doing. And that's just not the world anymore. The world is hyper niche, personal, entertaining, trendy, but hyper niche. If you're not hyper niche, if you're the first three, you can gain a following. But if you don't have the hyper niche element, you're not going to build a business. And that's the tougher part to do.
I love that you brought this up, because now this is going to go down a different rabbit hole that I want to ask you a question about. So
yeah,
hyper niche, 1,000,000% correct. You talk to a social media coach, in quotations. They tell agents, hyper niche, go super niche. Agent says, following direction, I'm going to be XYZ. But what the social media coach didn't tell them was that you, as most agents, you don't get to choose your niche. Your audience chooses your niche. This goes back to what you just said. Mm-hmm. You got lucky. No, you didn't get lucky. You executed, and obviously you reaped the result of being early in. But your audience dictated what your original content was going to.
Can I give you? 100%.
Well, let me finish. And save your thought. Save your thought. So had you gone into TikTok, maybe all in on real estate, for example, you may not have gotten where you are today. But because you went all in on telling those stories, then it gave you the confidence to really ramp up your game. You got really good at it. You do the zoom in, zoom out. You're just proficient at creating content now, which is now makes you really good at doing it on the real estate side, which most agents don't have that proficiency. So first of all, what were you going to say? But second, like, how would you comment on that niche thing that people think, well, I'm going to be the expert of XYZ, but then it doesn't work because their audience doesn't care. So what do you say to that?
I'd say just like all content, and this is one thing I'm having to learn still to say. What I was going to say is the point comes down to even the last video I just posted. It was super, super niche. It was like an overrated, underrated of Delaware. I was like, man, no one's going to see this. And I posted, it's got like 25,000 views, and I gained like over 100 followers that are from Delaware, which is everything I want. And TikTok, like, screw the billions. I want the 986,000 people in Delaware. And so hyper niche, but then the other three elements of you have to be relatable, you have to be entertaining, and you have to be consistent. if you're not doing all 4 of those, you're going to, and you're right. A lot of coaches will just throw out hyper niche, but then, okay, let's get to relatable. So many people have not put in the reps to become relatable on camera and real on camera. Yeah. So like to what you had said is, what's my point on that, or what's my take on that? My take is, again, I got lucky, but luck comes to those who are well prepared for it. Bingo. So yeah, I got lucky, but it was 2 years of shooting a lot of content. And I'm still learning. Like I'm telling you right now, the last video on my TikTok, that overrated, underrated for Delaware, I'm going to shoot 80 of those. That's going to be weekly. You're going to see it. And I guarantee I'm going to get virality out of them too. Yeah. And they're Delaware facing. It went from, this isn't going to work, to me seeing the results like, yeah, we're going to do this every single week, twice a week.
And by the way, 43 subscribers, you just gained 2, by the way. And that short got 1,700 views. 1,700 views on a channel that has 43 subs. That's really freaking great, relatively speaking.
Yeah. And that's just the world we're living in now. And I've had to adjust, and I think everyone's had to adjust to a world where anything can go viral. So everything needs to be as niche as possible.